Thank you very much, my friends, for joining into Techy Tuesday. And hey, Sammy, thank you for joining. We're getting people connecting from all around the world, and we're gonna have a great session today. So we're making sure that everybody's connecting and that there's people coming. Thank you, Franklin, for connecting. I see my niece, Catherine. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. Tonight's session is going to be on securing your devices. There's a couple of things that happened last week across every device that I want to share with you so you can actually be aware of it and what you can do with all those. So definitely, I'm going to be sharing everything that I found out. So one of the things that we all have is probably a computer. And you may be doing work or projects for school, and definitely when you have to apply updates, what happened? The first thing that people tell me is that they never apply the updates. And probably that may be you. You may not like to apply updates to your computer because you don't know what they're gonna do to your computer. But based on what happened last week around every device in the world, you actually should take care of that in your computer. You definitely want to make sure that you apply the updates. And the reason for it is that they are two security vulnerabilities that were discovered last week. And this is not to make you afraid or anything. I just want to share with my friends and the people that are connecting that there's some basic practices that you can do for all the technology devices that you have to help and protect yourself. You probably have heard the term meltdown in the news last week. And it is the big problem that the way that a computer does the calculations, it actually skipped some numbers. And because it skipped the numbers, it actually can allow someone to attack that computer or get the information from the memory on the computer. And that happens when something gets installed into your computer. So that's what I'm talking about, that some of these vulnerabilities happen because you haven't applied the correct security principles that are needed for your computer. I see a bunch of people, so let me just say hi. I see Suley, I see Mark Williams, I see Ronnie, I see Jesse Rodriguez, I see Velia Gutierrez, I see Sharon Allen, I see Mayra Cruz, so and a lot of other people. So thank you for joining. And continuing with the topic, so to secure your devices, the first thing that you need to do is that you need to apply patches. So I'm gonna start with what most people have that may be a Microsoft computer. You may remember that there's Patch Tuesday, and you need to apply the patches. I know that you may not want to do it, you may not like the idea, but the reason for those patches is that someone have found a way to break the software, and the patch will fix that. So why? Sometimes those patches are developed months in advance, and then they get released after they get tested. And you might say, well, I haven't had a problem until now. Well, yeah, because this vulnerability that was discovered last week actually allows somebody to read the memory that is in your computer when they have executed the code in the computer. So the first thing that you need to do, and the first suggestion that they're giving everybody, is you need to apply your patches. So your Windows computer, if you are running Windows 10, you should be getting the updates automatically. If you have Windows 7 or Windows 8, you should be doing an upgrade on your OS. You should be going to the latest release of the OS. The reason for that is there are no more patches for those OSs. There's no patches for Windows 7, there's no patches for Windows for XP. Windows 8 actually ended up yesterday, the support for Windows 8. So unless you're a big company that you're paying big money to Microsoft, you actually don't get support for patches. So that will affect your security. So anything that you have to do with your banking or anything like that, you want to make sure that you apply the updates. The second device that probably you use may be a mobile device. You may have an iPhone or an Android, and you want to apply those updates that come up on your iOS or your Android device. Like yesterday, there was an update for Android, iOS 11.2.2. So it's gonna take some time. It takes about probably 5 minutes to download, depending on your connection speed, and then about 5 minutes with the reboot. You wanna make sure that you do that, because that will protect your device. And we do banking, we do so many things on our mobile devices. So something happened with your device, you actually wanna be protected with it. You don't wanna let it go. So sometimes we don't think that our devices, our mobile device, have a lot more information than anything else. We have put probably the credit card so we can buy apps with it, or that we can automatically log into the bank. If you do that, you wanna make sure that you update your device. Last but not least, and I have an example, that if you are a Mac user and you think that you're not gonna get any problems, I'm gonna share here a screen so you can see how it looks. Let me go real quick in here. There you go. So on your Mac computer, you have an app store, and if you don't know how to find it, you can actually go to the app, in here, and you can click App Store, and this will open your app store for your device, and it will tell you if there are any updates for the operating system. So this new updates just got released today for your Mac. And what is the key? Apple actually came out and said, we have realized that there are some security vulnerabilities on the OS and we're gonna patch them. So if you have a Mac, you wanna patch your device. So you definitely wanna make sure that you patch every device that you have, and that will allow you to then be more secure. The next thing that you need is that you need to buy an antivirus, even if you have a Mac. I just have a client that called me. They were going through an audit and they needed to have an antivirus. Why? Because an antivirus allows you to protect and detect code that can be downloaded through the browser. A lot of times I have got customers that call me and say, hey, I have something popping up on my computer and I haven't executed anything. It came out, they just browse a website and it came out and executed. And what you want to do is that with an antivirus, you can, there's so many of them. One of my best ones that I love, Kaspersky and Norton. And you want to buy the full suite that includes also the web protection. And I will put some links on them so you guys will get the information. Because what they do is that they protect yourself from everything that can download from the internet. But I have a trick for you. If you're in the US and you have your internet service from AT&T or Comcast, you get a bonus because they already include the antivirus for you. You don't have to buy it. They already include 5 licenses normally per internet connection. So you can have up to 5 computers protected, and you can have a Mac or a PC automatically protected for you without a problem. And when you do that, then when it downloads something from the internet, it blocks it before it can try to download it. It also protects you from going to sites that have been detected that they execute code against your computer. So definitely, my friend, you want to protect yourself from all these new exploits that are constantly coming out. And in a future session, I will give a talk about how to protect yourself from ads, because one of the other things that actually are triggering a lot of attacks are the ads. So you see something popping up, and how you protect from those, that will be a session for another day. But security on your PC is key. So the first thing, you want to download your updates for your computer. So you may have a really good computer, but if it's using an old operating system, then it will be vulnerable to new attacks, and specifically Meltdown and Sceptre that are the latest that have been discovered that attack every computer that have been built. You actually want to protect your antivirus and your operating system. You want to make sure that you do that. If you have a Mac, you want to apply those updates. Don't wait until the last minute. There were a couple of updates last week. There were some updates this week. So you want to make sure that you download them, and you want to put an antivirus on your Mac also. Even though you go to the Apple store and they tell you, oh yeah, you don't need it, it's not gonna be work, you don't have to worry about it, download it, trust me. If not, you're gonna have to give me a call later. And last but not least, your mobile device. You wanna protect your mobile device. Your mobile device is key for you. You're moving all the time, you're traveling, or you're doing something else. So you wanna make sure that you actually protect the device and all the information that is there. Okay, my friends? So there's a couple of questions on the chat. So if you have any technical questions while I look at the chat, please type it up so I can help you with them. So let's see here. So I have, what is the cost of an update to Windows from Windows 7? Normally, you can get the update is around $99 for the software update. If your computer have all the requirements, it will work perfectly fine. You just have to get the media and do the update. My personal recommendation is that if you're gonna do an update, now you cannot get a regular update, you have a full media, you actually back up your data and you wipe out completely the hardware. The reason for that is that there have been a lot of changes. And even though it can do an update, you may have some old stuff in there and you wanna make sure that your computer works as fast as possible. So one of the things that I do is that I use a cloud backup solution. So if you have a Google Drive, a OneDrive, Dropbox, whatever you want, you can check one of our previous sessions that I discussed all the different options for cloud backup and cloud sync. Why is that? I can lose my whole computer, or I could be traveling and they can steal my laptop and I have no problem because my documents are stored directly on the cloud and they're protected and they're backed up, and I could just put the client again and I just download all the information again. So no problem whatsoever. The second thing is that when you do that, then now you're gonna have a clean image that when you synchronize all your information, you're gonna get all the new settings, all the new parameters, so none of the old, all with the new. Let's see. Next question. Where do I find my patches? So if you're running on Windows 7, you should have a Windows update on your control panel. So you go into Start, Settings, Control Panel, and you can see the updates on your Windows 7 machine. But you're not gonna get any updates currently, so you're gonna have to probably move to a later release. If you have a Mac, they are on the App Store. If you are on a Windows 10, they are in the settings area, and they're called Update and Security. Okay, let's see here. Cloud Backup and Cloud Sync. Yes. What is the difference? So Cloud Sync means that you actually gonna have a software installed on your computer that will be sending data back and forth as you write the data. So if you're writing a Word document, a PowerPoint, a video, whatever, and you save it in the location where that is gonna be synchronized, you're gonna get a copy and you're gonna go to a cloud. And if you write something on the cloud, you're gonna come back down. A cloud backup solution is just taking a one-time copy of what is on your computer and send it up to your backup location. It's not gonna download anything because it's not set up in that way. A lot of the new softwares can do both. An example, if you have Google Drive, if you have Microsoft OneDrive, Dropbox, Box, they all do sync, but they don't have a pure backup solution. To have a pure backup solution, you need a software that does backup. And the idea is that you can copy it, you can send it to the cloud, and then you can erase it from your computer. One very good option for that is the Amazon OneDrive, the Amazon Drive. The Amazon Drive give you the option that you can save your data on the Amazon Drive and you can eliminate it from your computer and you don't have to worry that you're gonna eliminate it on the cloud. okay? Any other questions? Let's see, I see a couple other people. I see Rob that connected. I see Jorge Vargas. I see Ana Maria Quiñones from Puerto Rico. I see Ronnie Cunningham, Suley. So thank you for joining, my friends. Well, any other questions? And if there are any other questions, like I said, my friends, the idea is if you have any questions, please reach out. Don't wait until the last minute to figure things out, or that if your computer is having problems, look for help. If you have a local tech close to you, if you have somebody that can help you. But the idea is that you are protected. Our data is too important. Data is the new currency. All the Fortune 100 and 500 companies that I work with, they consider data their new currency. Not so much the money, but the data, because it has information. That's how they derive analysis based on it. That's how they take and make decisions out of it. So you want to make sure that you protect your data. And the way to protect your data is protecting your system. That's like you protect your house. You lock the doors. You lock, and if you have a gate, you close the gate because you want to protect your house. So you have to protect your digital house. That is your computer and all your devices. So if you have a computer, an iPad, and a phone, then you have to update all three of them. And if you have an option, then automate it. So you put that you want to protect them and automate it without a problem. So my friends, it has been a pleasure to be here with you. If there's no other questions, like always, every Tuesday, we are gonna be here, as God permit. So bring your questions, reach out, let's continue the discussion. And if there's no other questions, have a blessed week and an awesome day.